Howdy hoy, I'm Dave, and this is my corner. Actually, that's the video game corner back there, but this is also a corner of the room, and I have my PC games here, and I also play games here. Actually, you can call any corner of this room a game corner. Well, except that corner, that's the fridge corner. But if you took a handheld game and went back there and played it, it would still be a game corner. I just wanted to make an episode where I sat down and talked about my video game experiences and memories throughout my life. Whether you wanted to hear it or not, I thought it would be just fun. I don't have a video game shirt on right now, but technically speaking, it is a video game shirt. But for this episode, I just wanted to talk about one of my favorite video games of all time, and that would be Gunstar Heroes for the Sega Genesis. I actually have no idea how I came across this game. I just remember as a kid I used to play it all the time with my friends and we loved it. We used to play this game all the time. He would come over and we would just play it for hours on end non-stop. It's funny because we always used to get to the level where you roll the die and you get random levels and all that, and we would get to the last boss and we never would make it past that. So we thought that was the end of the game, really, if we beat that. And we never beat that because in two-player mode on Gunstar Heroes, it can get really tough because when one person dies, when you press start to come back, you take half of the other person's health, and it really gets hard to do. I eventually sold my Genesis, I think, for a Super Nintendo with all the games. And I had the Super Nintendo for a while, but a few years later, I wanted my Genesis back again because I missed those games. So we went around looking for Gunstar Heroes. That was the main game I wanted again. And we went to this local video store. And I couldn't find it on the shelves because they used to sell their rental copies. So we went up to the counter. We asked the owner if he had the game in stock still somewhere. So he looked on his computer and he was thinking, oh no, we sold it. Hey, we sold it to you! And as a kid, that blew my mind. I couldn't remember for the life of me that we bought it there the first time. It was just a weird thing. So we went to another city to look for Gunstar Heroes, and we found this massive, absolutely massive video game store. All along the walls, there was nothing but video games. And if they didn't have a game, I would be surprised. They had it if it existed. Now, they had Gunstar Heroes, and it was the cartridge only. This one right here. And so I wanted it, so we picked it up, but one of the people who worked there said that it did have the case. But there was a back room. Well, it wasn't really a back room. There was an open area that you can go back there, but right in the middle of the place was mountains of Genesis cases. Just cases. I kid you not. Trying to find that game in there would be like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It was ridiculous. For about 10-20 minutes he tried to look for this thing. He looked in the computers and they did have multiple copies, but there must have been thousands, I kid you not, cases of Genesis games in that mountain. So eventually we went home without the case because we couldn't spend all day there looking for it. Something else we picked up there was a Sega Saturn. I had it before, but sold it, but we got it again. Now, when we went to pick up the Saturn again, this is the one, and when I saw it, I saw this cartridge slot, and I was thinking, hey, I wonder if it can play Genesis games. We went to one of the people who worked there, and we asked him, can you put Genesis games in this cartridge slot? Yes, you can. It does not fit. So we went home thinking it would, and with this cartridge, and I got home and I tried to stick it in. It doesn't work. So eventually we got the Genesis back, and I had my Gunstar Heroes, and I was happy. Although it did not have the case or manual, and that always bugged me. So for about 10 years, maybe even 15 years now, I have not had the case, but looking on eBay again, I found it. I finally got my case for Gunstar Heroes. I still don't have the manual though, and that's going to bug me for a long time. I hope you found my story interesting. I thought I would share it with you guys. I'm Dave with Epically Unepic, and this was The Corner. See you later.